The login is really designed for contacts. That's the record that we deal with. And so when we give a contact a certain role, that is what allows them to log in. And then they have access to all the customers to which the contact is linked. When we do this, we have the option of sending them an email that just tells them, hey, use this link to set up your password. If they're authorized, right, they can come here and or if they later forget it, they can click here and it will send them a new link to reset their password. So they would do that initially to set it and later on to change it, right? So this can, yeah. And the beauty is if some stranger comes here, they can't put in like your email address and say this. I mean, this doesn't do anything, right? This just sends the email to the person and they have to act on it to actually change it. So you can't screw up somebody else.
Is that the same way of activating a new user in the environment? You use that as well?
You give them access, so to speak, in our custom fields in NetSuite, and then you say send them that introductory email, and that email just kind of explains, hey, go here to set up your password, and you'll have access.
Perfect. And then when you do that new setup, does it also do a verification by going to the email address to confirm the email's good?
That's right. If they don't have access, it'll do nothing at all. All right. So now I'm going to put in a test here. I hope it hasn't changed. And then if everything is valid, right, this is an anonymous suitelet, of course, at this point. If everything is valid, it will automatically take them to the page where they can do whatever it is that we allow them to do. So right now, there are really only 3 functions. Okay. They can search for orders, which this client calls shipments, right? They can see their open invoices, or they can open support cases related to any prior shipments. This is a transportation company. So by default, it shows all open invoices, and it shows any shipments from, say, 2 months back.
Okay, and when I look at this, might this be using our query renderer technology to render this or no?
Yes, it's using that. It's generating queries to render the results.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so now they can also change the parameters, right? If they want to search for any specific shipments given, and so.
But to be sure, the power of what I'm looking at right now is what we do in our query renderer tool.
Yes, exactly. Right. I'm just using these as filters to that.
Got it.
I'd like to find some shipments for this, hopefully.
Oh, to illustrate.
Yes. Okay. 2,500. Okay. More than I wanted, but they also wanted them collapsed if there are any initially, just otherwise people wouldn't see that there were invoices open as well because the list might be so long, right? Cool. So now for shipments, if we expand that, we see some basic information and 2 key things. One is you can click this to view it. Now, they just notified me that the PDF we're showing is incorrect, so I won't click on it. But basically, this would give you a pop-up of that order, right? The information of that order.
Okay,
right?
I'm following you.
And then the other important thing is they can, from here, directly create a claim against this shipment. If they had a problem, again, this is a transportation company, so maybe the goods arrived damaged, something was missing, whatever, they can come here to directly create a claim. Okay. They can also, when they filter here, say, I only want to see shipments that already have claims.
Nice. Okay, very good.
And they can follow that up.
And does the create claim actually use the NetSuite case record as one of the ways?
Yes, the actual record is a case, but we've enhanced it to store additional information that they care about, right?
Okay, terrific.
And then the other thing, if the user here has the right role, they can create and manage other contacts within their organization to access this.
Okay, so giving a little more expansion, self-service.
Exactly. So they click here, just navigates them to a page, and they see everyone who is already in the system and whether they are an administrator who can actually do this work or not.
Okay, this is awesome.
And they can create new ones.
Okay, so really basic, and the whole thing is this framework allows them to get in. If somebody tries to go to this URL, they're not authorized, do we show them some sort of page or something like that?
Well, they'll just get navigated to the login page, right? Same thing like if your session expires, it'll just navigate you back to the login page.
And there's a little curiosity because in NetSuite's world, when you're on the customer record in its conventional portal, there's a mechanism in there to allow contacts of the customer to go in to the NetSuite's customer center. This we're doing different, right? We've enhanced some custom fields, a different approach.
Yeah, this is completely custom. Of course, the functionality is whatever the client wants, right? We can do anything we want, from simply viewing to creating records, updating, et cetera, right? Just like, as I mentioned, the cases, right? You can create case in here, you can update an existing case, see the status,
Yeah.
So it's really any functionality that.
And the beauty of this then, of course, is that once this gets set up, the client doesn't have to pay any recurring fees, and it doesn't matter because it's set up and it can be enhanced, and we have complete control over this environment. Here we're using more of a NetSuite interface, but we've got all those other tools to do any other sorts of things that we want.
Absolutely.
Downloads, anything the client wants, we're in complete control.
Yeah. And of course, by giving some of that power to the contacts themselves, like to set up other users within their organization, we really empower them so that we have to do less work.
Okay.
Right? They say, hey, we have a new secretary, they can go in and create a record for her.
Might you be doing any logging behind the scenes of some sort of record that they logged in, so that if you wanted to at least observe the activity, you have some sort of activity tracking?
Currently, we're only tracking like the last time they logged in.
Okay. But
again, the client didn't ask for anything, but yeah, we could certainly have track of all the action and so on. Again, just based on what the client requests.
This is wonderful, straightforward. We could easily give this pattern to another client. I think this is great. Let me hit the stop unless there's any other point you want to make.
No, the other thing I just want to mention, of course, the passwords are not stored in clear text anywhere. They're all hashed. We used the security features that NetSuite gives us to control all of this.
Thank you, Bhavan. This is awesome.